Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. It's a custom 3v3 on Whitefire Extended. And we have many good players here. Now, Extended seems to refer to the Reclaim, because we have Destro Rex all over the place. This one in the water. It's 800, this one just out of the water. 1800. Bit strange. Have an extra HQ rack over here. So absolutely huge amounts of reclaim on this map. It's crazy. And let's introduce the players. We have Uba, Yuzu, Yaozu. It's Torrent. We're just gonna call him Torrent, despite his rename. And over here we have this guy. So Torrent playing Aeon. This guy playing Cybern. And we have a Chief Jaguar completing the top team. Also going Cybern. In the bottom team we have Aleg with the Cybern, Flawless Noob with the Seraphim, and Snowbound or Blowdeer. Also has a Cybern, a lot of Cybern here. And if we look at the chat, you can see Blowdeer explaining why we have so much Cybern. Cybern Torpcom is what he's calling for, and that's a pretty good shout. Cybern Torpcom is amazing. Does so much damage. Has a very nice range, so I think we are going to see that a lot of Cybern Torpcom. Considering we have 4 out of 6 Cyberns here in this game. Torrent starts to work, getting a bit of that reclaim. It's going to be a very quick start to this game with all the reclaim being used. People are going to be making T2 maxes very quickly, I'm sure. And look at Alec. Look at that maximum pouring. 2 maxes already started. He really is only building maxes so that he can upgrade them. Because he had so much reclaim. Let's see what it looks like for him. So now he doesn't really have E to upgrade the next max. Oh, alas, he has the mass, but not the energy. Probably should be building more energy have a bit more assist with the commander more than just one engineer. There goes the next max starts. Oh, I love this. I love this gameplay. It's a lot of fun to do that, to be honest. Go for that maximum whoring. I mean, look at the other guys. No maxes for achieved. No maxes. Torrent has one. Bloodeer making some, but Alec has the right idea. He already has his first one finished. But his opponent on the other side, for one, has all of this island and this max here. It's a lot of extra maxes, and he also already has a naval factory and frigate half done. Now he has 2 more naval factories halfway complete, which is not ideal, but he's going to have a lot of navy, and Alec is not interested in making navy at all, it seems. And this guy starts the underwater gun, as he calls it. Bomber comes in, doesn't do too much damage, took out an engineer. Also took out this engineer reclaiming, that's actually quite a big deal. And that underwater gun is of course the Cybern torpedo, and he's already making it. That's extremely fast. I think that's actually like just way too fast. Just ridiculously fast, to be honest. I mean, well, what would be actually really cool if like his teammate made T2 air and then he dropped the Torpcom onto the production, reclaimed the factories, and killed all the all the navy. That would actually be pretty sick. But I don't think there's any it's that good to make torpedo this fast, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. Alec, oh my god, Alec. Look at the score lead he has. He's miles ahead. Who needs navy? when you have... He's already making a T3 max. He hasn't even got full T2 maxes, let alone storages. And he's making T3 max. So he's making it because you get a lot of build power on this max, and you can... Well, you should probably continue making that. You don't want to pause it at 41%. Keep making it. That's... But yeah, this is absurd. T3 max. He's halfway done and it's 5 minutes into the game. That's amazing. Man, I'm dead horde so hard. See now, Alec, it would be pretty nice for Alec to have torpedo comp to get back in the water. Bloodier says I will defend you, so Alec says he will finish the max. I think that's a great deal for everyone. Look at this, Alec has 11k mass, the nearest is 9.9 for Turin, everyone else is well beyond that, far below. Quite a lot of air from Turin, but he hasn't gone to T2. Bloodier choosing to assist his factories rather than make a lot of factories. Achieved really should have been ecoing. Let's see the mass income. Well, you can see the advantage Bloodier has. He's really in the carry position here. With this front island having no player spawned on it means he gets so much extra mass. Probably should give some of these mexes to Flawless. And same for Achieved, really. Oh, actually, no, this guy took the mexes, so good for him. Mass income's all very similar, but that's about to change. G3 Vex almost complete. He even reclaimed his land factory so he could get all the storages around, and he's moving to T2. That's going to allow him... Well, he should probably get under the water so he can't be shot. But he's being defended by his teammates. Flawless with a nice nice production setup here, and Achieved getting 2v1'd. These guys need to be moving in and doing damage. There's already a torp defense, so the subs can't do anything, but the frigates could be moving in and doing damage. And really, there's not much happening on this side of the map here. Achieved tried to do damage because, of course, Alec was whoring so hard, but Alec got saved by his teammates, and Achieved's teammates did not help him. Also, this Torpcom, as I said, it was made so early, and he hasn't done anything with it yet, so there's really no value in making it that insanely fast. Unless he was gonna, guess, like, imagine now if if this guy was dropped to here, I mean, the bottom team would be completely fucked. With Achieved's navy plus the Torp commander, it would be very, very bad for the bottom team here, but the Torpcom is very slow, and he's all the way up here, and he can't help Achieved with his attack. And Alec is going to get T2, and then probably after that make a Torp defense maybe, or T2 or T1, and then maybe probably go for the Torp commander as well. And Bloodier has already gotten to T2 navy and is making Barracudas. He's going to be using them. They're going to do well, very well versus the frigates. And Achieved is not really gaining any value here in these fights. He's leaving reclaim on this side of the map, and it's a nice formation from Flawless and Bloodier helping. Is going to make that an easy win for the bottom team down there. Have they spotted this T3 Max, I wonder? I mean, who would even consider that there would be a T3 Max already? So they probably have not seen it, or at least have not noticed it. It is on the radar. Bloodier telling his teammates to reclaim all those frigate wrecks. And Bloodier had to cancel his upgrade. He was in the water, but really picked a bad location to make that upgrade. So he was taking fire from frigates, so he left and moved back slightly. And is now just about to finish T2. And you'll likely go Torpcom as he suggested his teammates do as well. Here's the T2 engineer out of the Naval factory for the T2P jet. And if we look at the total mass income, the bottom team is ahead by a little less than a T3 Max. This is the difference between the teams right now. And that investment seriously paid off because Achieved couldn't do any damage. And he's just left Reclaim now. And that is amazing for the bottom team. They're going to be very, very happy with how this is going so far. We have a transport. Where is that going? That's ambitious as fuck. To think that you can get some of this. Maybe you can get a couple of frigate wrecks, but also this is going to the bottom team, no doubt. And here is finally this guy's torpedo commander is doing damage. He's also making No, what is he making, I wonder? No, that might be T2. I guess it must be T2. And Turin is losing his naval production. He has nothing, very little versus what Bloodier has. He's chosen instead of navy to go for air, and that's certainly going to be good against the Barracudas, but it's going to be difficult to take out the destroyers, and it's going to take time. And we're going to see cruisers come out for Bloodier. T2 Navy for this guy, finally. And he also has T2 Air, so we could see a lot of torps. And Bloodier now making torpedo on his commander. So air forces are flying overhead. And the top team is completely dominating air. Bottom team needs to save whatever inties they have. Fluffle on T2. He has a destroyer up against the Salem. The Salem running away. You can see the Salem cannot shoot backwards. And it's just taking so much free damage. This is very, very bad for Achieved. He's under a lot of pressure. So there's a lot of frigs back here that can move in. And I think the bottom team should really... Well, they can crush this. They can crush this completely. Unless Achieved can maybe, well, get the torpedo upgrade. That would certainly, I think, help a lot. And now we can see his teammates moving in to try and use their torps against this. I think once you see the enemy retreat back to here, you should not be using the torps, however. You should save them, and you can see that's what they're doing. They're deciding we don't need to use the torps like that. You want to torp things which are coming close to your base. If you torp here, it's likely that you can see the bottom team is going to even get the reclaim, so not as much value as in defending a push. And this Torpcom doing massive damage, and Bloodier's Navy gets obliterated. Again, Salem's on the run, getting wrecked. Can't do anything. They still do that nice torpedo damage, but their main gun is not helping at all. And these torps are doing well right now, helping a huge amount considering the lack of navy, especially from Turin. And this guy has only a few boats. The bottom team needs to be, well, here we go, cruisers. And once they have a few cruisers out, then maybe we can see a push, because they do have superior navy. But look at this. A second T3 Mex is done. A third one. Over a third of the way there. And you can see the power of the Torpcom. He's already done 1600 massive damage. And he's also in the water, so what this guy should be doing is obviously, well, reclaiming these dead frigates, and there he goes. Also getting a forward factory for build power to get those engineers out in the front would be quite good. And now, yeah, a contender appears in the water. Bloodier walking forward. This cruiser is going to be under a lot of pressure if the torpedo starts attacking it. But instead, the torp bombers are coming in, and this cruiser is dead. But there's a second one to be killed, and the interceptors are lagging behind. So I'm not sure if the second cruiser is going to go down. But still, Bloodier are forced to retreat, and a lot more torps coming. Now, can they see this commander? They can't. You can see the value of the stealth here. Until this guy gets into range with his Omni, he's not going to be able to see this commander, so he won't be able to be targeted by torp bombers. All the T2 Navy has been taken out. And Soman is just running away. But look, they're in Omni range of each other now, so they can be spotted. And Bloodier is going to be very vulnerable to these torpedo bombers. He's going to have to run for the land, and then he's going to be under pressure from the Salems, or at least the Salem here. Only one, but still dangerous. So many torpedoes, and on the other side, his teammates not really making ground, although this cruiser doing nice damage, no TMD at all whatsoever here. And so the T2 mexes on the front are gonna die. And Achieved has his own torp commander. All of this navy is just idle. If it was on this side, there's so much damage to be done here, and all these frigates are just sitting around quite sadly. And Bloodier escapes. And he lives to fight another day. Didn't even really get low on health. The torps really focused on the navy here. Didn't go after him. And now Lawless sends his frigates in, but they're very detached from the rest of the navy, and they're going to get torped. And these torpedo bombers are doing just so much damage. It's really dominating the game. However, Torin, the opposite position to Alec, has no T3 mexes. Look at the economy of this guy. Not this guy, but Alec. 4 T3 mexes now. They're losing the battles. They're losing some battles on this side, certainly. On this side, not a huge amount has been happening. And that's just allowing Alec to extend his economy after that initial super fast T3 mex. He's in a great position to just continue ecoing. And although a lot of stuff has been killed here by the top team, still there's most of the mass is towards the bottom team, so I think Bloodier's going to get quite a lot of this, and that's going to be fine for him because he's still in no danger because he has such good production. He's still not in danger of losing navy completely or getting pushed back into this bay here and losing his front island. His torpedo comp obviously helping a huge amount. Look at the damage, 3,300 mass killed for this guy. Not quite so much for Bloodier, and he's actually could be in danger here versus the destroyers. Are going to do quite a lot of damage to his ACU. But his navy appears, the cruiser's laying down fire, and a Destro falls. Achieved, about to get his second vet level. Just farming so many frigates here. You can see them scattered around. They've been killed by his commander, and the Salems are moving in. And that's going to put these T3 mechs at risk potentially. And look at this, Bladier gets a nice free T3 mechs. That is just the best present you could ever get. It must be a very important birthday for Bladier. But now the Salem's forced to retreat. There's so many frigates. And although there are so many frigates, they can't do anything to the commander. So if he just retreats the frigs, retreats the Destros, he can just farm a lot of kills here. But Alec has his own Torp commander. Oh god, we just have Torp comms everywhere. We have 2 on this side facing off, 2 on this side facing off, and then the middle guys, well, we have Turin and Flawless. Now, Flawless could go for a regen upgrade, but Turin does not really have any AC upgrade that's particularly effective in the water. Almost on his 3rd bet now achieved, and the economy still, Alec, he gave away T3 mechs. He gave away a T3 mechs and he's still far ahead in eco. Amazing. Now, Bladier adding more air, and you can see quite a few inties for Alec, and many cruisers for Bladier. Maybe too many because he's up against Salem's now, and these cruisers are quite squishy. You can see a destroyer has double the health of the Cybern cruiser, and the Cybern destroyer actually has the lowest HP of any destroyer as well, so those cruisers are quite squishy. And he's going to have to be very careful to keep them alive, but the point is that these Torps are not going to be effective, nearly as effective as they were five minutes ago, where they were doing a lot of damage and really helping the top team a lot. Oh, some sneaky Corsairs from this guy, but Alec is aware the frigates give such good radar coverage. You can see here. Oh, see very good radar coverage from them, so hard to get past. But a nice try. He was going for, I guess, these P-gens. Would have been nice to snipe them. But achieved really under a huge amount of pressure. This cruiser is just killing everything on the front island. Still no TMD or anything. No attempt to stop it, and it hasn't been sniped by torpedoes either. That would have been good. And Turin has not switched out of air. He's just all in air, and I don't know if that's going to pay off for him. He has also got a T3 mechs finally, which is good for his team, but it's a lot later than Alec, who has also finished this one, T3, and the next one is well on the way. The two commanders finally spot each other in the ocean. Look at this full vet on achieved. Just insane damage being done. This cruiser still lives. 26 kills. And the torpedoes you can see getting absolutely destroyed. And now I think the bottom team is in a really, really good position. There's a Gunther. That does not seem like the most efficient use of mass, but I guess it's pretty good. And now let's take a look at this navy we have here. This looks dangerous. So we have 6 T2 ships now for Bladier. 5 in the middle. Only a few frigates. And we also have 3 destroyers and a cruiser. No, 4 destroyers and a cruiser for Flawless. And there's very, very little. And this guy says it's lost now. I think he is probably correct. If you look at the bottom side, I mean, there's just a horde of frigates, a massive amount of production from Alec. There's just no way that that a chief can make ground, and these frigates are going to move out, and they can probably just run over this and head straight for the production and take it out. Even Mexus on the front now dying. This Seraphim cruiser just getting massive value. 6,000 mass killed. 43 kills. Unbelievable damage. The missile cruiser really showing its worth here. Top team has no such weapon, which is maybe a mistake in the faction selection. Alec also now dominating air. Look at all those interceptors. And the naval production is going to go down. Everything is going to go down here once these ships come in. This entire base will be wiped. The frigates can likely run in and kill mexes. And we can also see some T2 air now would seal the deal. But really, well, T2 Navy will do all the damage that's needed. See the T2 P-gens for this guy now going down, and there's no real option for a snipe because everyone is still alive. We still have Bloodir over here. We still have Alec full HP. We still have Flawless in his base full HP, and they all have T2. The Cyberns have stealth. There's really no option for a snipe. Maybe going for snipes earlier would have been good, especially considering the absolute power of the Torpcom. Getting a Torpcom out of the game would have been very, very beneficial for the Navy, but there we go. It's GG called by this guy and everyone else. And that's it. GG, that T3 Max Rush. It really did win the game, coupled with a good teamwork for his teammates to defend him and allow him to get into the water. And yeah, nice game. Nice high level 3v3. Not often you see too many of those. But there have been a lot of replays spammed in the replay vault, so I would encourage you to go watch them. There's a lot of crazy rush in there as well, which is pretty fun. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.